This is an Aurora 1970 catalog. So let's delve into it and take a quick look of what we can find in here. I may skip a lot of the ships and tanks because I don't know much about military kits. And a lot of these have been bought and reissued by so many companies and repackaged so many times. Yeah. And there's like this one here. I think that one's been reissued by Revell and Atlantis. And the Sky Crane by Monogram made one of those. But I don't know whether Monogram got a hold of the Aurora mold, or Revell did, or Revell I think released that too, but here it doesn't show the pod that goes underneath, so I'm not sure those two would be related or not. But again, you know, here we have a bunch of passenger planes. Here's some civilian planes. Some of these are not even sure, there's no scale. Some World War II models here. And then we've got some other World War II planes. The B-17 bomber is 1/150 scale. So that has to be pretty tiny. Here's a bunch of them. There's, I think this one here has been released by Atlantis and Revell, so that mold's still around. Like I say, there's a lot of them that probably are available from other companies even today, but I'm not familiar with all these planes, so I don't really know for sure. And there's no scale, so you don't know really what you're looking at. I don't know much about tanks or ships. Here's one I built when I was a kid, and I always wanted to get another one of those. And you can get them, there's another company that makes them, but they're a smaller scale. This scale was like, I want to say it was 172. It's 11.5 inches long, but it was around 172 scale, I believe. It was an awesome kit. I mean, I just can't say that enough. It was because when you built this boat, because it's a hydrofoil, and then the hydrofoil parts, like this one, there's one on each side and the one on the front folded up so that you could put the hull in the water. And on the model, it was the same way. They folded up on the model, and that was just the coolest thing ever. And it's a shame that tooling disappeared. So that would have been, I'm sure they would be releasing that thing over and over. They could have made so much money on that kit if it was available over the years, because it's just a unique boat. So here's some more. Of course, Revell released this cruiser a couple times. I believe it says 17.5 inches long. I could be wrong on that one. 17 inches long. I wonder if that's a cart and pack. I don't know. That's a cool looking boat. Here we go to the cars. Now these are probably on the left here. These probably are 132. But you got to, because like the Chaparral is only 4 inches long, and there never was the Cobra, which I had one of those at one time, was a 132 scale, very rudimentary kit. So we have a GTO, Mustang 65 or 66 it looks like, Chaparral, of course the Ford Cobra GT, Lola Ford T70, a Rover BRM, Mako Shark Corvette, and a Hemi under glass in 132 scale. Here's one here. Sorry, I'm trying to get all this. This is a big book. Let's see if we can turn it up a little bit. The Monza SS, that's pretty cool. Somebody built one of those recently on a channel. I think it was, I don't remember his name, from MCV Products. I believe he built it. That was a beautiful car. He did a great job on it. And it's just a good looking car. Just the body, just the shape of the body and everything. It's a good looking car. And he did an excellent job on that model. Here's a Porsche 904. Well, that's 6.5 inches long. That could be 1/25th scale. I'm not sure. Because I think 1/25th is usually around 7, 8, or 9 inches long. Ford GT. Plymouth Barracuda. Another Chaparral. That Chaparral, the previous one was 4 3/4 inches long, so that's 1/32. This one's 6 1/4, so that's probably 1/25th scale. As a matter of fact, all these on this list might be, most of them might be 1/25th scale. Because I know Revell had a Porsche 904, so it might be that one. XKE Jaguar, of course. Thunderbird 58, 59 maybe? Looks like a hard top. And then a Corsa, which is a Corvair, looks like. So let's get into here. So here's something called a Baja boot, or Baja boot. Here's the customer, the Jaguar we all know from Revell for many, many years. Ford GT. Again, it says 5 inches long, so I'm not sure the scale. A demolition derby car, which looks like a Ford 56 Victoria. I can't imagine, can you imagine making a mold of a car that's already dented up and everything? I wonder if that was really a big seller at all. I just can't, I mean, I don't know, you can only build it one way. It's a beat up car. I mean, I think anybody could make a beat up car. Here's a Comet Exterminator. That's actually pretty cool looking. I like that one. Then there's a 32 rod. Has a unique front end on it. And then there's a Porsche Carrera. Is that a 356 maybe? Now we've got some funny hot rods. Here's a Shiftin' Drifter, a Beatnik box, a Sad Sack, Ford T for 2, T Dragster Spider, Ford Rolls Scat Cat, Chevy Moody Monster. Now it's got the decals to put the name on the side of the doors on these. So, and this one here is Ford A Pickup Wolfwagon. So those are different. I don't know what scale because it's not specific on that. Now we've got some Chevy Monza GT, Ferrari Berlinetti, Jaguar. I think that's an XKS 100 or something. Mustang convertible, probably a 65 or 66. Mercedes-Benz SL 300 maybe. Corvette, not sure the year. And XKE GT, again, it's 5 inches long, it's probably 1/32. So here's some the Scene machines that are way cool or way out. The worst, I guess they mean that's like a worst hot dog stand. It's kind of odd. It comes with, I guess it comes with 2 figures. Here's one. So it's more of art, not really a photograph of the model, but it says peppermint fuzz, if they ever made that, but it looks like it came with a motorcycle that fits on the fender. Like there's like where the spare tire would go into that indentation, but they've got the front tire of the motorcycle in there. That's kind of unusual. The boob tube, I guess that's for television. He's got a camera in his hand. Dropout bus. What else we got here? The TPT looks like it might have had a couple figures with it. And the Blackbeard's tub. I guess it's got a pirate skull and bones on the Jolly Roger on the door there. Not much really piratey on it. Looks like it has a anchor right there, and then the figure on the front there, like it would be on the front of a ship. All the original Aurora monsters, the Frankenstein monster, glow in the dark. I didn't know they did that in 1970. So there's Dracula, of course, the Mummy, the Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, the Forgotten Prisoner. All these have been reissued, pretty much. The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I built that twice. Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Witch. Godzilla. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. King Kong. This is American Buffalo. That's kind of cool. There's the black bear. Atlantis released that. Here's the white-tailed deer. That's actually kind of nice too. Black Fury. This is a yearling horse. And then there's a white stallion, which later had the Long Ranger with it. And I think this one had Zorro with it. As a combination kit. It had a figure and a horse, but we'll see if we see that in here. Here's all the superhero ones. Spider-Man, the Hulk, Captain America, the Batboat, the Bat-Cycle, Captain Action, the Penguin. I don't think this was ever made. I think it was advertised in the catalog, but I'm not sure I've never seen one. So I don't know if that was ever made. Superman, of course. Batman. The last time those two kits were released was from Revell. I don't remember the exact year, but the only place you could buy them was Toys R Us. That was the last time those were ever released. Batplane, the small 1/32nd Batmobile, and Dick Tracy's Space Coupe. And here we have the Mod Squad, Ford Wagon, Woody Wagon. It's so funny because that kit used to go for like $100, $200. It had 3 figures in it. And then I think Revell tooled up a Ford station wagon. I don't know if that ever sold. It's actually, is it a Mercury wagon? Looks like a Mercury grill on it. Doesn't say. Then there's Land of the Giants. I had that kit. The Voyager from the Fantastic Voyage, not the live action movie, but that's from an animated series. It used to be on Saturday morning. And Land of the Giant Snake, the UFO from the Invaders, the American Astronaut, which Revell's released many times, Lost in Space Robot, Flying Sub. Now that says it's $1.50. I didn't realize there was a price on there. So you could get the Lost in Space Robot for $1, and then you could get the Boys at the Bottom of the Sea for $1.50. And I built several of those, several of the Sea Views, which are 12 3/4 long. Archie's car, which is nearly impossible to find today, and same thing for the Banana Buggy. Although Round 2 has released the 6-wheeled vehicle. It's not related to the Aurora kit, but they did release one in 1/25th scale or 1/24, one or the other. Here's the Lost in Space monster scene. I believe that came with everything here. I think it came with the chariot and the figures. I could be wrong. It doesn't really say. There's the Rat Patrol. I actually had that model as a kid because I remember I used to play with it on the floor in my room. And they don't show it on the box. They just show like 2 Jeeps. But you got a couple Jeeps. I think you got a tank or 2, a truck or 2. You got sand dunes. And then you got palm trees. So you could make like your own little diorama, and that's how you could play with it that way, and that's what I did. Here's the original Aurora moon bus. Of course, that's been not reissued. It was, backwards engineered by Mobius. Same thing with the Space Skipper. The Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which everybody would like to have, but it's impossible to get. It's like horrendously expensive if you even found one. So, and I think it's only like, well, it says it's 12 3/8 long, so I'm not sure of the scale. And but it would be cool to have that model. Here's an HO scale Anzio Beach military kit. The U.S. Navy Sea Lab, which is supposed to be released maybe this year. I'm not sure how that's going. I believe Cultman TV or somebody's going to release it. So that'll be cool. I've never even seen one of these kits in a box or built. I mean, I've seen them online, but I've never actually seen one in person. And then we have all these knights here that some of them, I think Atlantis released this one maybe, but I remember that Revell did all those, and another one with a horse, but I don't see it here in the catalog. So that's it. That's the 1970 Aurora catalog. 1970. And printed in the USA, but there's no year on here necessarily. And I don't think there's any writing on it here. Let's see. No, there's nothing on here about the printing. So that's it. If you ever wanted to know what was in the 1970 Aurora catalog, there you go. So I hope you enjoyed it. Later.